Hello and welcome everybody. We got a lot of Nintendo news to talk about today. I've actually been waiting to talk about the Pokemon Direct that happened last week, so I could also include the Smash Direct that happened this week. So, without further ado, let's jump into all that Nintendo news on another episode of the shit you care about. Alright, thanks for joining me everybody, I really appreciate it. So last week, Nintendo had a big Pokemon Direct where they talked about the new Pokemon DLC that will be coming out for the game. As well, they announced a sort of remake of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for the Switch. It's going to be called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX. It seems like it's going to be a mix between the red and the blue version that came out back on the Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS quite a long time ago now. Seems like they're kind of giving it the Link's Awakening approach where they're kind of remaking the graphics into this storybook-esque look and kind of just modernizing the game into, at least as far as it looks. It looks like it's going to play very similar. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is kind of a team-based tactical strategy RPG with Pokemon in it, if you guys don't know. Seems pretty neat. We'll have to wait for more information as it comes out. There will be a demo for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and your save will transfer over to the full game, so keep that in mind if it looks interesting to you. Now, as far as the Pokemon DLC for Sword and Shield goes, I think these are such a great idea to modernize Pokemon. I think this is giving fans what they've been complaining about for the last couple months with missing Pokemon and not enough content and stuff like that. Getting into it, there will be 2 DLC packs for Pokemon Sword and Shield. The first one being the Isle of Armor, kind of has a summery island sort of vibe to it. And the second DLC pack will be called Crown of Tundra, more of a mountainous, snowy vibe to it. The former will be coming out June 2020, or at least that's the release date as of right now. It might get moved back, keep in mind. And Crown Tundra is supposed to come out in fall 2020. We still never release date for that one. They mentioned in the Direct that they've actually been planning this for quite a while now. I bet it was really hard for them to keep their mouths shut with all that controversy going on around the Pokemon games online. And honestly, I think they held out really well. I think this is a great addition to Pokemon. Instead of making Ultra Sword and Shield, they're just adding DLC packs, modernizing Pokemon. This is great. This is what fans have been asking for. I think the price point is great at $30. Seems like you're gonna get a lot of content out of these. Tons and tons of new Pokemon. Whole wide new areas to explore. Speaking of that, they're going to be open world, kind of like the wild areas in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is awesome. And all around, I think this is a fantastic idea. I really don't see the big issue with the controversy online that people are talking about. I don't think they're trying to screw you or take more of your money for Pokemon. I think this is what fans have been asking for, and frankly, I don't see really the big deal about everyone making such a hullabaloo online. They closed off the Pokemon Direct with Pokemon Home. That will be actually coming out in February 2020. We're supposed to get some more news as that gets closer, which means another Nintendo Direct, of course. And I'll keep you guys up to date with more info on that. But like I said, I think the hate online about this whole Pokemon DLC is a little ridiculous, guys. They're actually giving you what you want. I think they're doing a damn good job at trying to modernize the series and adding what people want out of a Pokemon game. And it seems like they were planning this all along, so kudos to you guys for keeping your mouth shut amidst all the controversy. For real, that must have been very difficult. Moving on, we got a lot to talk about today. We also had a Smash Direct that happened this week, where they talked about the new fighter that's going to be coming to Smash Bros. This is the last fighter in the line of 5 that they've been releasing over the past year or two, and honestly, it's kind of a bummer. So they added another Fire Emblem character. This time we're getting Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Sakurai is a gigantic Fire Emblem fan, and I guess it does kind of make sense to cap off all the Fire Emblem characters with the newest edition of the game, which is on Nintendo Switch. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit bummed that we're not getting someone like Crash Bandicoot or Dante from, Devil May Cry or something like that. They are adding a bunch of really neat Mii costumes, including characters like Cuphead and Mega Man X, which I think is really cool actually, that they're continuing to add more ways to play as more characters in this world. It really is a big love letter to video games. Smash Bros. Has become more than just a fighting game, and they actually talked about that a little bit during the Direct, because apparently Smash Bros. Is the highest selling fighting game in the world now, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, the one big redeeming factor of this whole Direct was that they did announce 6 new characters coming to Smash Bros. Over the next year or two, which is one more than we got last time, and I would imagine we're going to see a lot more of these characters from other franchises and games as this goes on, and I really like to see them continuing to support Smash Bros. Ultimate. It is really cool, as big of a bummer as it is that they announced another Fire Emblem character. I think fans have a lot to look forward to in coming years. Of course, this got memed into oblivion online with a bunch of people, picking their choices for the next 6 Smash Bros. Characters. A lot of people saying that they're going to add 6 more Fire Emblem characters, or ridiculous things like Master Chief and stuff like that. For the record, I think Crash Bandicoot would be a really good addition. Sora would probably be a good addition. Bring Geno back from Super Mario RPG. So yeah, that's about all the news for Nintendo I had to go over today. I really appreciate you guys joining me on another episode of The Shit You Care About. We talked about the new Smash Bros. Character, Byleth, as well as the 2 new Pokemon DLCs coming out for the Nintendo Switch later this year. Some pretty exciting stuff going on here, I have to say. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the whole Pokemon controversy and the Fire Emblem controversy down below. Thanks for joining me. Have a kick-ass week.